in the time that you guys have been able to study and do prep work for this game, I mean, what do you know about North Carolina? What sort of stands out to you about them?
Something that stands out is definitely the transition offense. They push it on a make or miss. They got a number of guys who can, affect the game multiple ways. Got a versatile team, so that's what really stands out.
I guess for you, it's sort of interesting because when you commit, I mean, I think you committed here, it was maybe October 2016.
Mm-hmm.
When you committed, Cam Johnson was here, obviously isn't now. I mean, is it going to be kind of weird to be facing a guy who, when you committed here, you were thinking he was going to be a teammate of yours?
No, it's not something I'm really thinking about. I mean, I know him personally. We're good friends, but, we're preparing to play against North Carolina. He happens to play for North Carolina, so we're just preparing for it like we would any other game.
Do you remember following that process much as he was transferring out?
No, not really. I mean, I was really focused on, preparing to come in here when school started and try to get better. I didn't try to pay too much attention to it. There was a lot of stuff going on with that situation, so try to stay away from things like that.
You said you're good friends with Cam now?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a chance to talk to him at all since season started?
No, we haven't talked much since the season started, but, when I see him, it's always, love. When I first came here on my visit and even when I, saw them later on, it's always mutual respect. He's a cool guy, really cool guy, actually.
Jared, I think you made that shot, you guys took the lead, and then from there on, it was kind of all Miami. It was sort of the same thing in a couple of these other games where you've been really close right until, maybe, the last 5 or 10 minutes, and then things have kind of gone sideways. Do you feel like that's a young team? Do you feel like that's tired legs? Any sort of common thread to those games?
For one, first of all, that's just something we gotta, get better at focusing on, kind of like coming together with each other, and just kind of telling each other, like we're playing with a lead right now. We need to focus on that, how to close the game out. I think the inexperience of playing with a lead might have factored in a little bit because in other games, the score was a little lopsided, and now we're in games and actually winning games in the closing minutes. So now it's just kind of a focus on how to manage that and, finally close the game out so we can get a win.
What do you thought has changed for you guys here over this past week and a half, 2 weeks here, where your first 7 games y'all, I think, didn't lose by closer than 14. Now you've lost your past 3 by, I think, a combined 21. So you guys have gotten within 5 twice. Or really has anything changed? Is it just part of sort of an overall maturation process for this team and for some of the younger guys?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of maturation just over time, having experience in, this league. It's a brutal league. Every team is, top tier. So just kind of getting over that. And I think it's really just we're, just getting used to playing at a high level every day. We're getting sharper. We're making less mistakes. Still got to do a little bit better, taking care of the ball. But I think just the trust within each other on the court, dependability, the cohesiveness in the group is just really gelling together. It was always there. It was something we had to really completely get on the court, and I think you're just, seeing that come into fruition. So.
In these games where the scores have been close, has there been a point in the second half where you thought, we have this, we have a chance to really win this game?
Every single one of them. Every single one of them. In the NC State game, I feel like we actually really beat ourselves a lot because we had actually a good lead, double-digit lead, and let that go. So that was really more on us. And also the Syracuse game, it was a little bit of that too. We kind of missed a lot of open opportunities though in that game. And then this last game against Miami, I feel like once we did get that lead, it was only a 1-point lead. We just had to kind of refocus and lock in on defense. I feel like once you get a lead, defense has to focus in even more because, on offense, you have more points than the other team, so you kind of can just focus and try to get a great shot every time on that one. But when you get a lead, your defense got to step up a little bit, and I think that's something that we got to focus on a little more.
Coach just said you guys have been remarkably upbeat, through this whole thing. You haven't seen any despair, discouraged guys in the locker room after games?
Not at all. I mean, like I've said multiple times, I mean, we're one of the most inexperienced groups in the country, so it's not something we're going to beat ourselves up about. We're just going to try to come together, get better every day. We're probably all coming back next year, so we're trying to just focusing on trying to just build that group together and get as many opportunities to win as we can this year, and just know that these are people we're going to be around for a while. So just keep on building that trust within each other so we can, play together and play well.
Yeah, this is kind of going back to the Cam thing a bit, but it's a little tangential. I mean, you're somebody who we've talked with throughout this year. You know a lot of different guys on different teams. In general, whether it's the media or fans, do we tend to overstate how much guys are obvious? Basketball players are obviously competitive, but do we sort of overstate sometimes, like these guys, just because they're playing against each other, don't like each other? Guys typically in college basketball, especially if you know them, usually on pretty good terms.
Yeah,
or at least ambivalent, where it's like, okay, I don't really know that guy that well.
Yeah, I mean, especially, once you get, like, really high-level basketball and the competition is really high, it's really just a mutual respect with everybody, all the players. I mean, you're not going to dislike a guy because he's good at basketball, because you think of yourself as good as basketball too. So it's really just a mutual respect. And then at the same time, you got guys who played against each other, all the camps that you go to in high school and stuff, you play in those shoe brand sponsored leagues, so you just see those people all the time. And when you play at that high level and you happen to be like high level players, you're going to play against each other, with each other in a lot of times, a lot of spaces, so you just kind of build friendships throughout that time. So.
Based on, I mean, you guys probably had a couple days to kind of look at them. What about Carolina really sort of stands out to you?
I think their aggressiveness in terms of rebounding offensively and defensively. We kind of have to keep them off the glass and really do a good job of boxing them out.
What stood out to you in the Miami game when you took the lead and then things didn't go your way after that? What was the turning point, you think?
I think once we got the lead, I think a little bit of shot selection, and then I think we turned it over a couple times and just allowed them to get some easy baskets in transition. And then I think Walker got hot then and then hit the deep three, and that's kind of when they got all their momentum back. So I think kind of just turned around really quickly, but I think just shot selection really.
Have you been able to find any sort of common thread between like the NC State game where you went on that tough stretch where they came back and took the lead, and the end of the Miami game? It seems like there's been a couple times at the end of the game where you guys have had one of those stretches where you can't score or just have to kind of let things get away from you right at the end there.
Yeah, and that's definitely something that we're working on. We all recognize that, and we know that's the problem right now. We've been getting better, and we've been able to put ourselves in positions to win these games, and now it's kind of just about closing them out, actually, and we've been working on that, and that's something that we are going to try and take forward into this game.
I feel like you've pieced together here in these past 3 or 4 games, Marcus, some of your better games of ACC play. I mean, what from what you can tell when you're on the court, I mean, how much more of a comfort level do you feel? Do you feel a little bit more settled where if you get into certain spots, you're maybe not panicking as much, where you're maybe not as easy to leave your feet? What have you noticed that's been changing with your play here of late?
Just continued learning throughout the games. I don't think I was ever really certainly panicked in situations, but I definitely think I'm getting better at learning where to pick my spots and definitely just growing. I mean, everybody learns when they play, so just going over film and just going through the games period, I think I'm just getting better.
Did you have a chance to talk to your brother about what it was like in South Carolina, how things didn't start out so well his freshman year, and then by the time he's a senior, they're in the Final Four? Did he talk to you about that? Yeah,
he definitely did. He definitely talked to me about it being a process and guys just staying focused, kind of process over product. Just knowing that we have to get better with each other each and every day so that we can get better as a team and the results will start showing in the win column.
Marcus, the last couple times that you've played a zone defense, you've spent a good amount of time at the high post. How did that kind of come to happen, and how do you feel like you've done in that role?
Well, kind of the high post area is kind of a weakness of every zone, where whoever gets put there is in a position to kind of make plays if they get the ball, and so coach kind of trusted me to be there and make plays for guys and myself and just to get things done, and I'm pretty comfortable being there and making plays for my teammates, and I kind of like being there, to be honest. It's really easy to make plays, so it's a good spot.
Is it something you've done a lot of before, or is that kind of new to you?
It's something I've done before on different teams when, I guess, previously when they've been playing zone, just being in that spot and being able to make plays.
There was probably about a 6-month period between late 2016 and then April 2017 when you were, from the time you would commit, when you were thinking you were going to be teammates with Cam Johnson. I guess how weird at all will it be for you on Saturday to be playing against a guy that for that time period you were thinking was going to be a teammate of yours?
I don't really think it'll be too weird. I mean, obviously, he was here and did transfer, but he's over there now and he's playing well, honestly. So we're just going to treat him like he's any other opponent, scout him the same, and do our best to get the win.
Is some guys, obviously I guess it was only Millie and Ryan who were here last year with him. I mean, is some guys talk about much at all going into this game?
No, not that much. Not really talking about it that much. I mean, we all knew, everybody here knew that he was here before, and obviously what happened when he transferred hasn't really been much talk about it. We're really just focused on the team and how to win this game.
What's your scouting report on?
Well, we know he shoots the ball well. We're just going to try and take that away from him and play solid D.
Coach has talked a lot about you guys staying positive throughout this season. How much is there still the feeling that you guys are like building something here and that you're seeing progress and that there is I guess like a light at the end of the tunnel?
There's definitely a feeling and a sense of that. Like I said, over these past few games, I mean, it's been pretty easy to tell that we've been getting better, and like I said, we've been putting ourselves in position to win games, and now it's just kind of about learning that final piece on how to close them out. So guys definitely recognize the process and the progress that we've been going through, and it's kind of just time to take that final step.
Yeah, we had talked about your brother earlier. I was a little curious. Did you ever hear any good Frank Martin stories from him? That guy seems kind of
yeah,
crazy in a good way, I guess.
Yeah, he's tough on his guys, but it's all love, and I know Frank as well. He's really a great guy, and I think he's so tough because he really loves his players and he wants to see them do well, and that's just kind of his style of coaching that everybody sees. But he's really a great guy, and especially off the court, always looking out for his guys, and he's a great guy.
For you as a player, Marks, is there, I mean, obviously, I guess Coach Stallings would kind of fit the bill a little bit. You committed to him. But is there a coaching style or a way that a coach can conducts himself in talks with you that you kind of prefer or have preferred throughout your career?
I played for many different coaches. I don't think I necessarily prefer a coaching style. Coaching styles don't really matter to me. I feel like no matter how a coach is trying to coach me, I think I can just take the message that he's trying to convey and try and use that to better myself, and know that no matter how or which way he's saying it, he's just saying it in order for me to get better. So